resolved. But I guess first let's start with the Brazier news. We talked about it before when we initially saw that Washington wasn't going to be or was going to be on the open 4x4 team. Are you surprised that it's going to be just Brazier in the 4x4 and he wouldn't take the open spot?
Well, yeah, I'm surprised, and I'm guessing this is the coaches thinking that they don't want Donovan to be running too many 400s individually, and I don't know why. I mean,
What do you mean by the
I think
coaches?
this is
His coach?
I think it's his coach. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I think it's Pete Julian being like, we don't want you doing the 400. Go there, just do one split of a 4x4, call it a day. Focus on, we're focusing on the 800 throughout the outdoor season. But I think this is an overthinking. It's a freaking 400. Donovan Brazier is a world class athlete. He can handle a 400. If he didn't want to do it, then all this is mute, and it's like whatever. He didn't want to do it, fine. But if he did want to do it, and you're like thinking like, oh no, I'm not sure if he should be running this 400 right now because we're thinking about what he's going to be in August or July of 2022. It's like overthinking it, and also it's going to be the weirdest situation. I'm willing to say this is the first time ever in the history of USATF track and field where a person who finished either top 2 or top 3 based on indoor or outdoor opted to not run but just stay in the relay. That has never happened. If it has, I would love to find out who has done it. But imagine someone getting second in the men's 100, right? And being like, no, I'm just going to do the 4x1. Just put me on leg 3. I'm good. And it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's weird. I don't know why. I'm sure people can ask him and he's going to have an explanation. I tried asking him. He kind of gave me a little bit of a runaround and being like, because I guess nothing was final yet at the time. But I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. I don't know what Donovan Brazier should run the 400. Like, who cares? Like, what's the okay? Let's just think about this. What would be a reason to not run the 400? What's the reason? Like when you're sitting down and be like, we're not going to do this. You have to have a reason for it. You're not just doing it randomly. What the reason?
I think
to not run the 400.
Okay, the reason here, because I agree, I want to see him run. Let me just put that out there, out front. But let me just play devil's advocate here. The reason is the whole goal going into the season was just to get into the 4x4 pool for this meet because you thought it would be fun, and it also plays to your advantage because you don't have to come out of the blocks. You get a running start. And you had to run the open 4 in order to do that at USA's. And you just so happened to get into second place, which qualified you for the individual race. But you know that your strengths are going to be in the 4x4. So you don't think that the medal is in the cards. So you just go to the 4x4 instead of the open 4.
Okay, so you think so the reason why is you don't think a medal is in the cards. You would rather go into a race where you know you're probably going to win gold in the 4x4. Okay, not a medal in the cards.
But here, hold on.
That's bullshit. Because there is a medal in the cards.
Okay, I know, but I'm saying a better chance at a medal. Look, coming out the blocks is not his forte because he's an 800-meter runner. And so the whole goal was just 4x4, 4x4, 4x4. He had to run it to get to this point, and he qualified. But I don't think the intention was ever to run the open 4. I think that almost happened by accident. Sorry, go ahead, and then I'll let you finish your point. I interrupted. I'm sorry.
Yeah. My thing is, he's not going up against Michael Norman. He's not going up against Randolph Ross. He's not going up against
Stephen Gardner.
I go on and on. He's not going up against 43-second guys. He's going up against like consistent 44 high, 45 low type guys. And Donovan Brazier can beat those type of guys. Donovan Brazier is probably going to split like 45 flat in the 4x4, maybe even 44 high. I predict because he's that talented, and so I think he could have won. I think he could have won, and it's just a weird thing. Like, what are we doing? Why do we do it? What it's so weird that like you're like focusing your season around just making a relay, but not doing the individual event. Like I've expected he wants to do the relay in the first place. That's awesome because 800-meter runner, like that's cool. But it's like a weird route to go about it. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I think
Like,
if
is
there
his
was a
goal?
way, go ahead.
Like, is this also gonna set him up for trying to make the outdoor 4x4? Like, because I don't know. It's just weird. I don't understand it. Track is weird.
Well, okay.
Just, of course, this happened.
Here's the argument from the Team USA side, and I know this wasn't their decision. He got to make this decision because it's not as if Team USA said, "Hey, you know how you got second? We're swapping you out for the guy who got third." That's not how
Yeah.
it works. Here's the argument for the Team USA side of things. So they have 2 people entered in the individual event, and then they have 3 people listed in the pool. At World Indoors, Gordon, 4x4 heats are in the morning on the last day, and the final is at night. You want Donavan Brazier on that team, fresh and healthy, because you want to be able to count on him for 2 different legs. And I think he's especially qualified to do back-to-back 400s on the same day. And there's only 5 guys. So only one guy's they're going to need all of them basically. They're going to use all of them on that day because if you assume Bassett and Washington are making finals, well that means the previous day they might be in a 400-meter final and then they're going to come back. So you're going to want to rest them in the morning, but you can only rest one of them, right? So you just don't have a ton of bodies. I mean, I guess you could use somebody in the 8. You could use Grant Holloway, maybe. You could use somebody in the 60. But from Team USA's perspective, I think you can count on him for 2 solid legs. So that's a bonus. And we've seen Team USA lose this relay before. I don't know how much of a priority it is for them, but we've seen them lose this relay before.
It's not a priority. They're not thinking about strategy of the 4x4. They put
I
together the
would be.
4x1 20 minutes before it at the Olympic freaking games.
Yeah,
All
but
right. They're
that's
not
the
thinking
Olympics. This is
strategy
the
of
big
the
show. This is the
amount
World
of
Indoor
time
Championships. This is the big time.
between a prelim and relay. Like they're not going to know what leg they're running until
I
they get
know.
on the track and they'll be like, "Which one? You first? Me? You? Me? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going first." Like they're not. There's no mastermind to the USATF 4x4 at Worlds. I don't know. It's just a
I know. I'm
weird
just saying
thing,
I wish
and
there was.
yeah,
I
I
wish
wish
there
there
was
was.
more thought.
It's just a weird thing, and I guess we'll find out. Eventually, we'll get an interview with Donavan. He'll say why. He'll give a reason, but um, hey, it's gonna be fine. He's gonna go to 4x4. They're gonna win, and that's that. But and at the end of the day, it's bickering over World Indoors. So at the end of the day, Donovan kind of has a point. It's like it's World Indoors, guys. Chill out. It's not that big of a deal. And he's
Yeah.
kind of right. It isn't that big of a deal. So
Yeah. Again, I think if he gets third out US Indoors and he never even had the opportunity to be named to the individual team, this would be a completely moot point. Oh, he got on the relay pool? Sweet. An 800-meter guy running in the
yeah,
400 or in the 4x4. That's cool. And then we move forward from it. But yeah, it is a tad confusing because passing on an individual event like that to just run a relay is basically unprecedented. You like looking at tweets and speculating about them, Gordon. That's one of your pastimes.